Hi y'all, this is So Blessed. Welcome to the Blessed Place. How y'all doing? Okay, first of all, let's clear all the babies out of the room because we about to have some grown folk talk. Okay? You've been cautioned, you've been warned. So you can either put this on pause while you get the babies out of the room, or I can just go over my disclaimer while you put the babies out of the room. But get the babies out of the room. I'm not getting ready to say anything nasty, anything vulgar, anything that a Christian woman like moi should not be saying. But we're about to get down with grown folks talk as it relates to relationships, okay? Okay, the baby should be out of the room. Second disclaimer is I am by no means an expert. I'm not a guru. Don't claim to be. However, I have been imbued with knowledge and wisdom from on high and through observation and my own experience about relationships. Therefore, whatever you can glean from what I give you, please do. And whatever does not apply to you, just listen for entertainment purposes only. Because everything I say does not apply for every person, every situation, every marriage, every relationship. I kind of think that that's obvious, but maybe sometimes I need to add that in there. Because I know people say, that doesn't apply to me, and that doesn't happen to me, and my man don't act like that, and I don't do that. Well, again, everything I say does not apply to everybody. But I hope you'll just continue to listen for entertainment purposes. Okay, this is also for those who are in a relationship. If you're not in a relationship, please by all means keep listening. Maybe you can favorite it, and whenever you are in a relationship, you can refer back to it if you need it. And I'm hoping you won't need it. Okay, what I'm going to talk about, let's get to it, is improving your relationship. Anybody out there, show of hands, in a relationship and you want to improve your relationship? Okay. I think no matter what status your relationship is in, there's always room for improvement. I'm not trying to brag or boast, but I do have a great marriage. However, there is always room for improvement. You got two human beings, two fallible human beings together trying to live as one and make it work. Therefore, you're going to have peaks and valleys, and there's always room for improvement. Okay. In relationships, quite often, we have this thing that I like to refer to as cyclical behavior. A lot of times when things are not going right in our relationship, and you talk to the man, he's got one story. You talk to the woman, she has one story. And quite often, these two stories play off of each other. He say that I don't do this because she doesn't do this. And she said, I don't, well, I know all of us don't roll our neck, but I like rolling my neck. I don't do this because he doesn't do that. For example, I don't give him sex because he doesn't pay the bills or contribute financially to the house like I expect him to. And he says, well, I don't contribute to the house like she expects me to because she doesn't give me sex on the regular. Or either she says that I don't clean the house because he doesn't cut the yard. So why should I clean the house? And he can't keep my car clean and keep gas in my car and cut the yard. So why should I keep the house clean? Or he says, well, I don't touch her as often as she wants me to because every time I touch her, she's aggravated and frustrated, and she's flinching, and she says, well, the reason I'm aggravated and I'm flinching and I'm frustrated is because every time you touch me, it's all about sex. So see how it's just cyclical? Our behavior in relationship is cyclical. One is playing off the other, and that happens all too often. I'm here to tell you one of the keys. There are many keys to improving a relationship depending on what your particular situation is in your relationship. But if this is going on and you had similar type of complaints like I just mentioned, then one of the things that has to happen that will for sure improve your relationship is somebody's got to get off the wheel. Somebody got to jump off this cycle. And it just reminds me of where you seen, well, on TV, because I ain't never had no hamster. But is it hamster? Hamster. I'm thinking of New Hampshire. Anyway, hamster. I've never had a hamster, but I've seen where these rats or hamsters get on this wheel and they running, and it just seems like they don't even know where to stop and how to get off. And that's what happens in our relationship. Our relationship, we're just running, spinning our wheels. Both of us, man and woman, we're spinning our wheels, and and you're just going and going and going, but nobody knows how or wants to get off the wheel. If somebody has to be the bigger person, do the more excellent thing, and have to get off the wheel. And I say it's the person who want it the most. If you're the woman in the relationship and you want improvement most in your marriage, then you're going to have to get off the wheel. Man, if you're the one in the relationship and you want a better relationship and you want more sex and you want a better sex life and you want a better love life, a better relationship in general, somebody's got to get off the wheel. And like I said, sometimes we don't know how to get off the wheel. How do I get off this wheel? This wheel is spinning. You know, you get on something, especially like I said, the treadmill, and you walking. I was gonna say running, but you know, I ain't never ran on a treadmill. But you walking on this treadmill, and you want to stop it, and you don't know how to stop, how to get off. It's like, oh no, do I press the emergency button? Do I jump to the side? Do I slow it down? How do I get off this wheel? I say to safely get off the wheel, just using that analogy of that treadmill, you've got to press that button, that arrow down button, where you're going down slowly. You're going from a 5.0 to a 4.5 to a 4.0 to a 3.5, 3.0, and etc. Yeah, I know about exercise. Don't let the voluptuousness fool you. I know about treadmill. We're gonna reunite one day. I digress. Okay, but yes, that's how you have to get off that wheel. You may hurt yourself if you just jump off. You may hurt the relationship if you just press that emergency button. But get off slowly. How do you get off slowly? I'm just going to give you a few pointers of how to slowly get off the wheel and how to improve your relationship. It's going to be a process. You're not going to be able to do it just in a day or in a week, but you will be amazed at the progress that you can see almost immediately. What can you do to slowly get off this wheel? What does that mean? How can you slowly improve your relationship? By stopping, ceasing, and desisting this cyclical behavior that we often engage in our relationship. Okay, first of all, you have to decide, or if you, how much you really want the improvement in your marriage, and or your relationship, marriage or relationship. But let me also say that you have to have a mate who wants a better relationship. Improving a relationship, I'm not saying it's impossible to do it just from one side, because I do believe that one person can by making major changes in themselves and major changes in a relationship, can improve a relationship. But you really have to have two people who really want to improve the relationship. So that's first and foremost. If you got somebody who don't care nothing about you, don't care nothing about your feelings, don't care nothing about the relationship, I'm sorry, ain't much in this video is going to help you. It might be time to reassess if you should even be on the treadmill. Okay, you decided yes, it's worth saving. Secondly, you want to decide, are you willing to put in the work? Are you willing to do the more excellent thing? Are you willing, and I want to say the better person, but not to say, oh, I'm so much better than you. But what I mean is being, the bigger person, doing the more excellent thing, being able to make the sacrifice and say, I'm willing to sacrifice my feelings for now because I know that this is going to eventually get this is just sacrificing my feelings, just a means to an end. The end is going to be of greater value than what I might be sacrificing right now, if you get that. Thirdly, you have to decide, what is it going to take? How can I love my mate the way my mate wants to be loved? Not the way I think that they should be loved, but the way they want to be loved. And a great book that will help with that is Five Love Languages by Gary Chapman. Please check out that book if you're not sure how your spouse or mate wants to be loved, because that is very important. a very important component of getting off or getting off of this wheel and this cyclical behavior and loving your mate the way they desire to be loved. For instance, your mate's love language may be quality time. So you may need to give more time and attention to your mate so that can improve your relationship. Your mate's love language may be touch. You may need to touch your mate more. And in turn, if you touch your mate more, you'll start getting what you want. How do you learn your mate's love language? Ask. Have communication. But let me just start with this. And this is one of the reasons why I say get the babies out of the room. Ladies, I'm talking to my ladies right now. Ladies, this is not for every relationship and every man, but a great majority. Hear this, ladies. One of the ways that you can get off this cycle and improve, get off this wheel and improve your relationship is with sex. I'm not saying use sex as a tool or you feel like you're prostituting yourself or anything. No. But what God has placed in us and given us and anatomically given us and emotionally given us, it is to be used in the right way, in the right context of your married relationship. So, what am I saying? If you give that man sex and a plenty of it, and in the way in which he enjoys it, that is comfortable for you, then you halfway off the wheel right there. I'm telling you, I know some of y'all might be cringing, some of y'all might be clapping, some of y'all might be mad right now because First Lady talking about sex. What? But I'm telling you, there is nothing, ain't nothing you can find at GNC that will put pep in a man's step like some good old sex and some good old love making. Now I'm going to leave that to y'all, what you incorporate in that. But it's about asking him what he likes, what he wants, what are his fantasies. And I'm telling you, you down to about a 1.0 on that treadmill right there just by giving that man some good sex. And you say, give him sex and he ain't paying the bills like he should. Give him sex and he don't help me with these children. Give him some good sex and he spending time away from home. Give him sex and he don't help clean up. Give him sex and he talks to me any kind of way. That's the whole point of this video. If you want the improvement of your relationship bad enough, somebody got to do the more excellent things. Somebody got to sacrifice their feelings for the moment, for the greater good, because you're going to get rewarded in the end. And the end is not a year from now. I mean, the end is soon. You're going to get rewarded by giving in and giving up some things right now and making some sacrifices now, because I'm telling you, ladies, men are simple. Men are simple, and I don't mean that in a negative way. I don't mean that simple-minded as far as they have nothing up there upstairs or whatever, because I got a very intelligent man, honey. But what I'm saying is their makeup is simple. Yes, you give them some good sex, fulfill some of their fantasies, the one that you feel comfortable fulfilling. Oh my goodness. Before you knew it, that man bringing you home his whole paycheck. And you're like, what? That's all I had to do? I'm telling you, that's half of it right there. But the other part of that is emotional thing. Now we're going to move on from the sex to communication. You have to be able to communicate with him. He has to be even more so, he has to feel that he can communicate with you. I have a video coming about communication in your relationship and earning his trust so that he can feel comfortable talking to you. But he has to be able to come home and see you as a refuge, see your home as a refuge. He has to be able to know that he can talk to you and you're listening, that he can talk to you and he can be vulnerable, heart wide open to you, and that you're not going to hurt him, you're not going to laugh at him, you're not going to berate him, you're not going to step on his feelings. So he has to have that comfort in you to be able to communicate with you. And when he has that comfort and that trust in you to be able to communicate with you, then the relationship will improve immensely. You'll be amazed at what some good sex and some great communication will do to improve your relationship. Lastly, honor and respect. I will put those two together because I really believe that honor and respect goes hand in hand. You have to show honor and respect to that man if you want to improve your relationship. Your relationship is not going to improve as long as you are dishonoring him, you are disrespecting him. And you say, well, how do I honor him? Or how am I dishonoring him or disrespecting him? I don't cuss him out in public, and I don't do this and I don't do that. But a lot of times it goes far beyond that. Honoring and respecting your man. It's a long list of things that you can do to show honor and respect to your husband or your boyfriend. But I say the biggest thing is to ask, how can I honor you? How can I show respect to you? What is respectful to you? What is disrespectful to you? And you'll be amazed at the simplest things that we don't think is disrespectful that they do. Sometimes I'll raise my voice at my husband. Not loud. I don't argue. I'm not an argue. I don't fuss and all that. But I'll get a sarcasm and a little neck roll. I'll be like, well, what you think? That's the gist of, and that is disrespectful to my husband. When I get my neck roll on and I'm like, and have my antics and my dramatics going on, to him, he's like, and there have been times I run my mouth, and my husband and I have open communication with each other, but there are times that I'll run my mouth and he's like, woman, I don't know who you think you're talking to, but I'm not one of your exes, or I'm not your child. And he has to put me back in line. Let me okay, daddy. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But I'm like, oh, okay. He had to straighten me on that because to him that was disrespectful. My tone was disrespectful. And so I have to put that in my memory. And that's what I do. I put it in my memory. I don't always get it right the next time and the next time. But I put that in my memory and I say, okay, he doesn't like when I raise my voice. He doesn't like the neck roll. He doesn't like the sarcasm, because I can be very sarcastic, with him. But you can also pay attention. Pay attention to what makes them upset. Pay attention to when they feel hurt or embarrassed about something that you've done or said. Pay attention when they get quiet on you, and you'll know, okay, they felt dishonored, they felt disrespectful. And I'll tell you. So those are three major ways: some good sex in your relationship, great communication, and honor and respecting your spouse, your mate. That's how you can improve your relationship. I know I talked a lot to the ladies, and that's because 85% of my audience, 80 to 85% of my audience are ladies, and I know this through looking at my analytics. And I know a lot of times you say, well, why you always talking to the ladies? Why you ain't talking to the men? Why you ain't telling them what they need to do to make the relationship better with us? Well, first of all, this video is meant for both men and women. Men, anything I said about improving the relationship, a lot of it can apply. Not everything, because honey, giving a woman great sex, that don't improve a relationship for her. But a lot of things that I said can also apply to a woman. But the main reason, two main reasons why I talk to the women about improving the relationship and things that we can do. First and foremost, I'm no fool. If 85% of my viewers are women, why would I be sitting here talking to 5, 10, or 15% of men? Duh. Now, I'm not a mathematical genius, but I got enough sense to know that if 85% of my viewers are women, why am I talking to specifically to the 10 or 15% men? That's number one. And number two, because women, we don't know the power that we have in us to get what we want. And we hold the power to get what we want, not men. So telling men to do this and do this and do that, yeah, there's an avenue for that, and there's a niche for that, but most men get what they want by making the woman happy, and the woman get what she wants by making him happy. And if we could just understand that ladies, we have the power in our hands to get exactly what we want. And of how long will it take to improve your relationship? I believe that if you incorporate a lot of what I said, like I say, take what helps you, leave out the parts that don't pertain to you. But I believe in just a couple of weeks, 2 to 3 weeks, you will see major improvement in your relationship. I truly believe that. That first week, he or she gonna look at you kind of suspect. What she want? She ain't never gave me no good sex like this before. Believe me, they ain't gonna refuse it. So that first week, they gonna look at you sideways and kind of suspect while they're enjoying this new change. The second week, they're settling into the new, they're like, okay, this is week 2, and she hasn't been sarcastic, or she hasn't put me down, she hasn't said anything negative towards me. She's been listening to me, and we've been having great communication, and the sex has been the bomb. Week 2, they're just settling into wrapping their brain around it. Week 3, you're going to start seeing changes. If you don't start seeing changes by week 3, go see a counselor.